Whoa.
What I want to know is, in fact, talk about your business first, Bredgen, because as you know, we only bring on high caliber people who've got great businesses or who've got great minds in relation to trying to achieve something constructive for our people. Tell us about your business, bro.
Well, my label is the Home Tree Stamp. The Home Tree, like Avatar, the Home Tree Stamp. So I specialize in DVDs like metaphysics, black history, children's animations, economics, group economics, but mostly health and nutrition. And how to cure or reverse diets. I shouldn't say cure because you know they get you on that. But how to manage or reverse or eradicate certain diseases to get your body back to alkalinity, because that's a process. It ain't no one static thing. So things of that nature.
And Brooklyn, you guys specialize in health. Can you say what? Can you go into why the use the behavior is related to the food that they eat? What is it?
I mean, there's a correlation to what they're consuming and their mentality. Now, if all they're consuming is pigeon and chips, yeah, I said it, pigeon and chips, because you ain't chicken and chips. When's the last time you seen a chicken delivery in the hood? It's pigeon and chips, and the chips part is that white potato, right? That produce of Ireland, originally Idaho with a red potato. That's another story. But that potato, we have people of color specifically, we're only 8 to 15% starch tolerant. So all those chips and potatoes you consume, and that's bleaching you out from the inside. We can't really tolerate that. Sweet potato is cool, but the normal potato, yeah, the normal potato, it's being resistant there. The normal potato, that's out of here. So they're boxing off this pigeon and chips, which is made so cheap. I mean, like £2 to get a box of delights, yeah, according to delights. And the pigeon or the chicken was being stored up in the first place, whether you're saying from sex hormones. I mean, the chicken itself is a hybrid. When's the last time you heard of a chicken urinating? Serious question, anybody in here?
When was the last time I won?
You heard of a chicken urinating?
Well, I don't watch chickens to see if they urinate specifically. Okay. I don't know. In fact, yeah, actually, I was on Dulce Market and I heard someone talking about a chicken urinating.
Underneath the feathers, what color? What color is the skin underneath the feathers?
So what are you saying?
Wild guess.
You're saying the yellow, and you're saying the chicken pisses in its feathers. That's what you're saying.
You heard it first, baby. That's how chickens urinate right through their paws and all that.
Damn.
But it's as nasty as the pig anyway. All of that is nasty. I mean, I don't mean to put anybody up, but me personally, I don't consume anything with a face and an ass on it. I don't eat anything that had a face or a backside on it. So I eat strictly raw or real food, nature food. You follow? And then people say, oh, what else is there left to eat? I'm like, come on, please, man, get your head and bang it together. Mother Nature's left us with a big garden. There's an abundance of real, live food out there to consume. What the youth are boxing off as they come out of school, that's driving them crazy because they're eating their pigeon and chips and then they're having a 50p soda. Now the trick is that when we was younger, they would say like, have your supper and go to bed. So you have your cookies or whatever and you have tea with it or anything to wash it down. Have your dinner, you have a juice. You go into a restaurant, have your food. What juice do you want with that, sir? What soda do you want with that? You're eating and drinking at the same time. You realize what you're doing to your body?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
What's the problem with that?
Yeah. You're liquidizing the food. How's it going to digest? How are you going to metabolize?
No, absolutely, bro.
You're eating and then you're drinking. So when you go past these European restaurants, they got their food right there and they got a glass of wine and a glass of this, and they're eating the food and then they're drinking. They're eating, then they're drinking. They're eating and they're drinking. How are you gonna get the real nutrients out of that?
No, you're right, Bredgen. I think that the body, when you ingest food, there's already enzymes in the gut which help digest and machinate the food, not machinate, to mash up the food, I should say.
Yeah.
But if you drink, then it will probably just go straight into your system, undigested, and that's what you mean in it, bro.
Exactly.
No, me over.
The first part of that digestion takes place right in the mouth, as Minty said. That's where the enzymes start kicking in. So although juicing is a fantastic thing, you don't want to be just strictly juicing, then you're gonna negate, what you're meant to be doing, like chewing and getting those enzymes in. So a mixture of chewing, the actual greenery, and the juicing is good. Because a lot of people say, yo, with Brooklyn, that cow, man, no taste to it, and it's like I'm just chewing on fudge or sponge. I'm like, well, the cow, a faster way of bringing the cow in is just juice the cow. Or have other green things on your plate. Cow, yeah. No more hell yes, cow, yeah. But juice that cow, get that chlorophyll back in. You gotta get chlorophyll back into your system. That's the end game. Get the chlorophyll back into your system. You follow? And remember,
what is the chlorophyll?
Every chlorophyll molecule has magnesium at its base. Has a magnesium ion at its base.
Where's chlorophyll?
chlorophyll is what makes the plants green. Now, a lot of people are going around saying, well, chlorophyll is the plant's blood. Yeah, they are right in a way, but we're not plants. Plants are still doing something we no longer do, and that's creating aromatic amino acids. And we're made up of amino acids, 20 top ones. But you see a lot of cats out there saying, oh, acid is bad, and I don't mean to throw in your faces. I mean, like, the acidic versus the alkalinity argument. It's not really an argument unless when you get to the science of it, then you'll understand. I mean, DNA. What does the A stand for? Acid. Your body's more acid. So you just need to be in a state of alkalizing. So there's no one food where you say, right, that food is alkalized, or that juice is alkalized. It's a process of alkalizing. So coconut water is very acidic, and lemon is very acidic, but they help us bring in more electrons and get out more protons. So that's alkalizing. That's a state of alkalizing. But these sodas and all that, it's just full of chemicals. It's just driving you crazy. There's nothing found in natural. Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola in Bangladesh and India, they use Coca-Cola to clean up the bathrooms and toilets and things of that nature. It's the number one thing, detergent for that. You remember when you was at elementary school, they used to do that test where you put a tooth into a glass of Coca-Cola, and after a while it erodes.
Yeah, that's right.
It corrodes away. But you got dudes drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Huh?
They say that they use Coca-Cola to clean blood off the road. Actually,
you see.
You know what I mean, bro?
And that's real. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, all these fancy names. I mean, what happened back in days that they actually used cocaine derivatives in the Coca-Cola. That's what made it so addictive. But a lot of you with these new commercials, when we grew up in an era where Coca-Cola is nice, Coca-Cola adds life, how stupid is that? And then you had the other soda, 7-Up. That really 7-Up should be 7 down, because that's really -7 on the pH scale. So you gotta go back now and look at those things. I mean, Jammers is the expert when it comes to those words and all that. You're the wordsmith, but just give you these little heads up and sidebars, you dig me? But yeah, so the food, people are like, yes, what do you eat? I'm like, okay, Mother Nature's giving us an abundance of things to eat. What you gotta find out is we gotta eat according to our haplotype. Basic English, eat according to our genome. Every other so-called race.
You just read it out. Our haplotype. Yeah. What's a haplotype?
Like our genome.
What's a genome?
Your genome is like your genealogy. You see, like the Asian people, they eat certain spicy foods according to how they grew up, or certain Latinos, like Mexicans, be like high spice beans, and everyone eats according to or the Italians high on pasta. And pasta's no good for us, by the way, unless it's like spelt pasta, fogna pasta, and things of that nature. But all these things was conducive to that system, because their system is different than ours. That's not racist teaching. Obviously, we have an abundance of melanin where they don't have that. I mean, everybody has melanin, so don't get it twisted. Caucasians have melanin, everyone has neomelanin, otherwise you just be brain dead. But it's the theomelanin and the uromelanin where it starts different. So when we eat according to our genotype, we want to eat melanin conducive foods, not melanin recessive foods. We want sun food is what we need as people of color. And we gotta learn the difference of what's the original foods, because a lot of the foods out there, like your average breads and things like that, when we consume this bread, what they got, the white bread, the brown bread or whatever, it rises in our belly because of the flour. The flour's not come from original wheat. And most of the wheats out there are all hybrids. And in the worst case scenario now, you got a hybrid of a hybrid. So their wheats now are like from a 4 DNA strand, I shouldn't say DNA, a 4 chromosome strand. You call that tetraploid. And what they're doing now is making a hybrid out of a hybrid. So you're eating plastic food, and that's called a hexaploid, where it's 6 chromosome strands. We're diploid beings. We need to get back to diploid foods. One mother, one father. Simple as that. Nothing deep.
Okay.
And your name and a title, because a lot of our names, a lot of the names we have as people of color in this diaspora come from our moms and pa's, but it came like, just for instance, a lot of people came over in the Windrush generation from the Caribbean islands. Just say your pops worked on the subway trains, or he rode the buses or whatever. And he has a son. He's naming his son after his best friend, Tom, Jerry, Arthur, who he works on the subway trains with. You follow? On British Rail, or London Underground as it was called back then. Same with the women now. The woman may come over from the Caribbean islands, works as a nurse or in a biscuit factory. She has a daughter. She's naming her first daughter after her best friend, Sharon Tracy. So we got a lot of sisters, Sharon and Tracy. So you look at those names, these names don't describe them. You follow? So a lot of people walk around with these names. Your name should be your title, your attribute. So it's time to get your own names back, like, resend your birthright.
That's right, bro. Give thanks, for that. Sister June, I presume you're talking about Brooklyn, so enough respect, Sister June, thank you for that. From Ras again. Why nuclear? Now nations pointing at each other's side. True. I tell you what, them fizzy drinks has made my old mates lose their teeth. Not just the teeth, the minds as well, bro. Let's get it right, man.
And age. They will age you. They will literally age you. And age on this planet is a dis-ease. They will render you at a dis-ease. Those fizzy drinks got the children so hyperactive. Because remember, the key thing here is sugar. Everything's about sugar. You follow? And even when a juice or a drink or a soda says no sugar in it, you gotta start reading in between the lines. Look at the ingredients, because you have something there 200 worse times than refined sugar. It's called aspartame. So if you go past these coffee houses, I don't know what they're called, Starbucks, whatever they're called, Costa, and you see people, right? You know, like the sugar sachet packets. So they look at the sugar sachet packets and they're putting it in their coffee. And the size of the sugar one's like that, and the size of the sweetener's like that, like thin and skinnier. So they weigh it up and like, okay, well the sweetener looks thin and skinnier, so we go for the sweetener. But the sweetener's loaded with aspartame. It's bananas what they're doing.
No, absolutely, Brett.
And then on top of that now,
the cancer inducing a lot of them sweeteners. Yeah, for sure, bro.
Exactly.
For sure.
And then the caffeine as well, another foreign substance to your body. What the caffeine is doing is pushing magnesium out of your body. It's pushing it out. Right. So you're pushing that out, and then you're going back and you're getting more milk and things like that, and then the calcium's imbalanced because the calcium's coming from a cow, because the cow's milk is for a calf, not you. Yeah. And the goat's milk is for a kid, not you. That's right. You follow? So, and they're not telling you that for the calcium to work efficiently in your body, it needs to be met 1-for-1 ratio with magnesium. Sure. But that's the trick. You're drinking these things and it's pushing magnesium out. You're drinking alcohol and taking caffeine, that's pushing the magnesium out of your body. You follow? And then, so the whole sugar trick is that everything they give you is laced with sugar, or aspartame, which is worse than refined sugar itself. When your body consumes that, you get addicted to that, it makes you crave for salt. When your body consumes that, it makes you crave for sugar. Sugar, salt, sugar, salt, sugar, salt. You go to the movie house, your popcorn is either what? Sweet or
salt, of course.
That's the trick. Everything you're consuming has got that in there. So you need to get back to the greenery. Back to what Jammers mentioned earlier. Get the chlorophyll back in. Get your green foods. When was it like, look, I got a green juice every day. People know I've always got green on the table. You follow, like, get your green juices.
Get your green
Make your own juices.
Have something green every day, I'd say. Even if you're not juicing, which I totally recommend. Eat spinach, eat broccoli, eat kale.
Baby spinach.
Seaweed. Baby spinach are the best. Anything
broccoli
green.
Sprouts.
Broccoli peas.
Yeah, broccoli sprouts, because a lot of people are like, yo, but I'm trying to follow the Dr. Sebi regime, right? And
in a lovely way, of course, so we don't leave it out, that is. This is from Lionheart. That's so true. I think it's about the chicken, bro. Yeah. When you mentioned. They eat their own eggs. More nuts and berries every time, Lionheart. Thank you very much for that, man. Let me just see.
Yeah, the nuts are good. Make sure that you soak them overnight, though. That's how you get the best out of the nuts. Don't eat them hard, because you can't digest them like corn. It comes straight out.
Okay, so the WhatsApp is working. The Wi-Fi in here is working. What did you tell us? Okay, good evening, Brother Minty and guests. Good show as always. Keep up with the positive talking all the time. Bless Rastafari. Give thanks 379 every time. That's just like that from Camden. Big up all the massive day, 2 sisters and everything. Okay, Jammers, come talk the thing, man. Come talk the thing, man.
Yes, Brooklyn, you're a scientist here, because this is what I love to hear. This is real science that's going on, and science is the made in nature. That's what we're about. So when you're doing science, you're doing made in nature. Made in nature, we are sun. That's why we can see with our eyes. The eyes pick up the light. Light is generated from the sun, and we get heated, we get excited, we get heated when we see something. So we are sun beings, personified sun beings. If you look, sun gives off heat. If you look at the word heat, you see the word eat. So the power of your sun, what you look from your eyes, is generated by what you eat in the word heat. You also, as a being of personified fire, you have to breathe, because the first thing when you get heated, you take in the breath. If you look at the word breathe, you see the word eat in it. So anything that you breathe out, the heat that you give out comes from what you eat. Then of course you have to saturate that or calm yourself with the water. If you look at the middle of the word water, you see the word eight. So the power that we have is defined by the higher science of the made in nature, which is being displayed by Brooklyn.
I'm a second all that what he just said, and ask him to repeat it. Now, he gave you true facts right there. I mean, we all children of the sun. You dig me? I'm hearing people of color complain about the sun. I'm like, what? Y'all don't even know heat. Like, really? Have you been to the Caribbean islands? Yo, this ain't hot. It's just the buildings and all that. It's the wind factor playing its part. But the weather, I mean, they're saying this year was the hottest since 1976, right? Everybody in here was around in 1976, right?
Yeah, was it 76 or 77?
Yeah, we all showing our age now. Yeah, 76 was the heat wave.
So, was it okay?
That's when the drains were
77?
popping up. Nah, 76 was the heat
76,
wave.
okay.
77 was the cold, the very cold front. Very like the Russian front. Come to the Russian. Yeah, so you know, I'm hearing people of color complain about the sun. I'm like, yo, what y'all complaining? And it has something to do with what they're putting in their body for a start. If you're drinking sodas, you're eating chocolates, and you're eating dairy and things like that, that's what's making you hot. It's not the sun. You're overheating because you're eating dead flesh. You are what you eat. If you still consuming dead flesh in 2017, I don't mean to offend anybody, but like, yo, that's why you overheated. You got something else's blood in you, and you're trying to interface that with your own blood. It doesn't make no sense. It makes no sense. Something is dead, right? Your flesh is. I'm gonna get attacked now because everyone's got that.
No, not at all, bro.
There's dead flesh, right? And you consume the dead flesh, but yet your body's alive. I don't fathom that. You're putting something dead in you. You're alive and kicking. Tell me what you think you're gonna get from that dead flesh. And please, when people come with the protein what? Half of you all know what protein is. You need 22 complete amino acids. You ain't getting that from the meat.
And can I add with what you said on the protein? Because basically they tell you about oxygen. Yeah, they tell you you breathe oxygen, but they don't tell you that we breathe in 71% nitrogen. Nitrogen is what gives you protein. If it is in explosives and it's in fertilizer, so we're actually breathing in the sun. We're breathing in. It's called lumination, which is light, and it's called candela. Inside candela is the word can. It's intelligence. So we're breathing in fire and intelligence. Yeah, so we've got oxygen. The oxygen just deals with replenishing, but we're breathing in the nitrogen, and the nitrogen is the fire and the intelligence.
True indeed. And anywhere where oxygen and nitrogen are, they're competing. I mean, most of you are breathing in more nitrogen than you are oxygen if you don't get out to the country. If you stuck in the concrete jungle in the city and all that, yo, get near trees, get near greenery every day. Don't just eat it, be of it. Walk in the park. It's a nice weather to go strolling in the park. Or get by the water, get by greenery, yo. Straight.
I said the nature is our best teacher. Just listen to the sound. It's not really food. Listen to the first two sounds of the word food. You see the word foe. They see you as the foe, and the next two sounds of the word food is the word odd. So they see you as the foe to make you go odd, and that's why they give you the food. It's not the food that we need to do. We need to have information, because basically it's information. We are an eternal personified fire of computer. So what you give yourself is information. So when you give yourself junk food, the information you give your body is, I want to have a big belly and I want to be able to knock the track women.
Yeah, see? I couldn't put it better. God damn. Jammers is really on there,
So Jammers, you need to lose your belly then. The number, I'm going to just read out the hotline number, so if anyone wants to call or text. Then I'll ask Brooklyn a question.
It's 07539 602 or the 9s. That's 07539 602 999. That's 9 to the 9th power of 9.
Give thanks, man. And big up Lionheart. He says, like he said, we're talking about nuts and berries and more greens and eating more natural foods. It's of the highest importance, man. We can't emphasize it enough. Now, let me just say this, that we don't often talk about food on the show because we have doctors who do the show on Friday, and we have Rasta Stevenson coming in, so it's not that we don't talk. Rasta is very much into eating healthy and into eating good food, so it's that we're never against eating good healthy food. So it's great that Brooklyn's in here and talking about it, amongst other things. That's just one aspect of what you talk about. What I want to ask you about is about light beings, bro. And what's the concept of being a light being? Make it simple for the people, man, because I know you can go in on it, but what's the ideology behind being a light being, and why are we light beings, my brother?
Right, to make it nice simple, Street, the thing about behind the light being thing is the opposite to be the dense being, like the physical. Most people just believe we're just physical dense beings and that's it. But if I ask you to point to your mind, anybody listening to this, point to your mind. Go ahead. Point to your mind. Where is your mind at? And then you'll realize the correlation. That it's energy, right? Because your heart, your heart controls your brain. Your heart is what's controlling the whole electromagnetic field around you. Your brain just accesses what your heart was pumping. You have an aura outside your body. A lot of people say, oh, he's talking spooky now, like we're getting there now. Look, you have your physical composition, right? When you sleep, where did your dreams come from? Gemmas, where did your dreams come from?
That's right. They come inside the word dream. You see the word ream. So they come from the ream. The ream is outside of your physical capacity.
And these are made up of what? Of multiple electronic pulses, right? That's our electric beam.
Yes. Most of the time when you're dreaming in dark, but you can still see the dreams. So the dream has different light.
Exactly. So when you go back to your body composition, you're made up of copper and iron. Your pineal gland, it works like as a conduit. The friction between the copper and the iron produces electricity. We're electric beings. We're light beings. Light is energy. You follow? That's why you got to realize your symbiotic relationship with the plants. What do you think they're doing when they're photosynthesizing? Well, we do the complete opposite when we're photovoltaic. Go ahead, sorry.
That's why we're light beings, so that means we're involved in creativity. We are the key. We are the pinnacle. We're the potential of the planet. So this is the family that you're supposed to be in. You're supposed to be in the light being family, because basically the other being is a death being family. Because basically, if you don't live in accordance with nature, then you live in accordance with death. And everything that you do, everything you consume, is your end.
Exactly. And death is that's the thing you don't want to be doing, which takes you back to the number one.
And if you look at the word death, you see the word eating it again. So that's the importance of what you eat is going to bring you to life, or it's going to bring you to death.
If you're going back to the beginning, I ain't talking about Adam, I'm talking about atom, because that's where they stole the atom from. The Adam from. So if you go back to the atom ray or the atom principle, you're talking about hydrogen, right? And that there is the key to everything. Everything.
Can you break down the hydrogen again? Just high.
High.
And it's generous.
Exactly.
So break down the hydrogen.
If you want that middle point, hydrogen is what makes hydrogen so unique is that on a subatomical level, like the minus of it, it needs something to pull it through. It needs something to make it valid on this so-called physical dense plane. It needs one other bonding agent to bring it through, to pull it through. But before then, to take away that, it's the most abundant element in the universe, in the multiverse, in the omniverse. You follow? But hydrogen is the key to life, in case you didn't know. If you dehydrate, then you start dying. Back to Germans and the death word. You're dehydrating. So the key word is to hydrate, but to hydrate correctly. You follow? A lot of the water we drink is going straight out of us. That water is not working with our cells. It's not cellular water. And don't get me started on the whole K-Jam water thing. That's just a whole nother thing.
What's K-Jam water? Get started.
Well, I mentioned the K-Jam water because somebody quizzed me today on the block about the K-Jam water scam. They've got some people doing it correctly. There's a brother, at all the events, he's got real K-Jam water. But then you've got other people.
Can you just break down what K-Jam water is for the people who do not know?
When they're saying K-Jam water, they're more or less saying that it's alkaline water. Alright? You've got another one called Silver Colloidal.
Yes, Silver Colloidal.
I think I pronounced that right. All these waters are good for you. However, with a lot of these things that are good, you got a lot of scam artists who come behind that. And they got certain machines what they will sell you. And before you've wasted 4,000 pounds plugging in a machine into a wall, thinking you're going to get pure water, you want to study what pure water really is. Because real water has life and microbes in there. You want real water? Go to North Wales, go to Snowdon, and drink some raw water coming over those spring rocks. You follow? Or learn to condition your water yourself. Not structure the water. Your body does the structuring. Your body does the alkalizing. Learn to condition the water yourself. And there's a lot of good waters out there.
How do you condition? How do you condition the water?
You can use things like key limes. That's good for electricity and water. A key lime is a real lime with seeds in it. And that brings us back to the food thing again, because we're never going to leave this, is that most of the foods that the youth, everybody's consuming is fake and hybrid, as I said. They've got seedless grapes. Children love them. Why? Because they don't need to spit out the seeds. But if it's a seedless grape, it's going to render you seedless when you grow up. It's going to have an effect on your
How do they produce the seedless grape?
In a lab, in a plant. See, we're meant to be eating plant-based foods. That comes from plantation, that's in plant life. Not foods that's made or produced in a plant. There's a big difference, like in a factory. Most of the food you're consuming in these big stores, like Tesco, Sainsbury's, this, that, and the third, they are produced foods. They are processed foods. They have taken out the original environment, therefore they become a drug. So really, these stores are drug stores. It's not original food. All the rice, about the Chinese with the plastic rice and things like that, that's not real. That's tetraploid in nature and hexaploid in nature. 6 chromosomes. We need to get back to rice that's conducive for our makeup, and the rice was good for us is wild rice. Ironically, the Chinese call wild rice forbidden rice. Why is that?
Yeah. So I get that off. All right, let's read a couple of texts, man. Thanks for that, Brooklyn. From Lionheart, he says, "True, give thanks, Minty. Thank you, Lionheart, once again, my brother." This is from. Okay, this is from Brother Curtis. Say, evening, brothers. The American brother is right. Coca-Cola and other sugar drinks are big in Barbados. Every time I visit, there's more and more family members are diagnosed with diabetes.
Well, you know, can I? Oh, sorry. I gotta chime in.
Go on, bro. Go on.
What's the brother's name?
This is Curtis, Brother Curtis.
Yeah, what's up, Curtis? You're dead right, because the sad thing about that, right? I know Coca-Cola is big in Barbados, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Trinidad, all around the Caribbean.
Everywhere, man.
Yeah. But the sad thing I saw the last time I was in the island of Bim, that's Barbados, is that when you go downtown like St. Michael's, because I got people in Deacon's Farm, and what they do, Coca-Cola comes in with the school initiative and the soccer initiative, like give out the soccer awards, things like that. So they get you emotionally and say, right, we're bringing jobs and all that to the island, you follow? Or they run a soccer competition, the soccer competitions in different parishes, and the sponsor be Coca-Cola. So they'll give out free cans of Coke. And they give out the free cans of Coke in the name of sport and saying, right, now you're addicted. They've done the same thing with Brazil. You saw Brazil and Rio de Janeiro with the, was it the Olympic Games or the World Cup?
Sure.
Yeah, you know, the Coca-Cola went in there, got the advertisement done, and been after the games, where Coca-Cola at? Like, where the people living? They was living on huts upon huts upon huts in Brazil. You know what I'm saying? So what people are going to do is kick Coca-Cola off. You don't see McDonald's and them thriving in islands like Barbados. The same thing's going to be done with Coca-Cola. Like, we don't need no Coca-Cola. Yeah, Coca-Cola is making the children obese. I'm glad when Jammers said about obese earlier, he didn't say fat, because fat, I'm not trying to sound politically, you call that PC, politically correct and all that? Yeah, we gotta stop saying like the women are fat or whatever. Yeah. Because they don't need to lose weight, they need to lose waist. Anybody you know who is on the large size, they don't need to lose weight. They need to lose waist. It's the waist. But yeah, it's a good point about the Coca-Cola in Barbados. And the diabetes thing, you know, #1 for heart attack is diabetes. My mom, she left this planet 4 years ago through diabetes complications. The heart attack, but diabetes, getting the injections and all that. You follow? She lived in Camden, London. North London. Yeah. But I was insistent that she gets buried in the Caribbean islands, in Barbados in particular, next to her ma and her pa. So, you know, I feel that anything from diabetes, I got all that on my table every day to save this topic.
So if you want to be conscious about if you're eating the right food, all you've got to do is look at your belly button and you can see your waist size.
Yep.
I don't drink Coca-Cola, but whatever I'm eating, I better stop eating it, basically.
Get some sea moss.
It's all them sweets, that's what it is, the sweets.
Anybody who's suffering with diabetes complications or any complications, the best juice you can consume, apart from water, is sea moss.
It lowers the blood sugar level.
Exactly. Yeah. And not to get confused with the Irish moss, because there is a difference. So Irish moss is great at breaking down the body. Sea moss is brilliant at bringing back up the body.
It's funny because someone was telling me about that. I think it was a friend was talking about sea moss, the same.
Conjus crispus.
But another good thing for them lowering, say diabetes, but certainly lowering sugar, is one of the best foods is mouli. They call it, what the Italians call moulis. Yeah. Aubergines.
Yeah.
Aubergines are fantastic for lowering blood sugar levels.
Okra.
Cinnamon is another thing that's fantastic.
Yeah, cinnamon will keep your cravings at bay also.
Yeah, cinnamon's fantastic actually.
Put some of that in your smoothie.
In your porridge.
Yeah.
If you've got diabetes, throw some of that in your porridge with
no milk.
With some spirulina.
With no milk.
Coconut milk.
Yeah, coconut milk or
hemp milk.
Yeah, good. And if you're dealing with nut milk, if you're making your own nut milk, I know like a lot of people catching on now that they're tampering with the almonds, or people are leaving the almond alone right now. Make your own milk. The best milk to make from the nuts, the best nut to make your milk from is walnut. Walnut is so light on the constitution. So light.
But almonds though are good for alkaline acid balance, Bridget.
If you get them from a good farmer's market.
No, for sure.
But these mainstream ones, they're tampered with them.
Right. Because the only nut that is alkaline really based is the almond, as you probably know. So let me just finish off to Curtis's text, sorry. He says the drinks are big in Barbados. Every time I visit these, the more and more family members are diagnosed with diabetes. Also, some of the population, when drinking these drinks, are acting crazy on medication. I just want to emphasize, I mean, correct me if you think I'm wrong, bro, I either of you is that it's not the sugar that gives you diabetes, it's the carbohydrates, too much carbs. Sugar makes you obese essentially, but it causes a whole heap of proper gout, arthritis, all kinds of madness.
What it is, when you go outside of nature and you start consuming things that's artificial sugar, because your body just generally needs your 8 essential sugars, which you get from fruit and vegetation. These are natural sugars. When you're putting in sugars outside of the body, I mean, I grew up in a household where food aid was on the table like everyone else, like the next man. And the whole food aid thing is like pouring tons and tons of white refined sugar in the water and shaking it up, and we was drinking that every day. And then we was all addicted to candy anyway.
No, of course. Well, that Kool-Aid is a real killer in America.
Yeah, and then your sauces, like, you know, because back then I was eating dead flesh, so I had my tomato ketchup like the next man, barbecue sauce and Thousand Eyes, and all that is liquid. That's liquidized pus. It's radiated blood and pus. All of that is radiated blood and pus. But what I don't get is that, imagine you have a salad, right? And the salad is just natural. You don't even need to cook a salad, but some people out there are burning your salad. But anyway, right? You have your salad, everything is natural, everything is green, everything is yellow. You play in the colors, yellow for the liver and all that, right? And then you're gonna put the sauces on top. I don't get that. What's that about? Why would you go and put sauces on top and your salad is natural in nature and you go and put Thousand Eyes on there, all these other blood, you know, radiated blood and pus? It doesn't make, we do some silly thing. Like putting flesh in between the bread and bun and eating it. Like, come on. Who does that?
I don't do that. Okay, let's just finish off these sexes, man. Ras Cash. I think these are this before. And no sweets for future kids, yes. I love water after food. Boil it, filter it, or rainwater. Beautiful, Ras Cash. I really agree with you there. So line out again. I've learned so much already. Can we bring the brother back? Of course. Bring him forward, 100% line out. It's just a shame that the internet is giving us problems, man. That's all. Because we'd have a lot more people listening, but so it go.
With the water. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go on, bro. Go on.
With the water, because obviously it's going to go into the elements now and the whole pH thing back again. So with the water, a lot of you heard of the water Dakar and Pinar, and you basically can get, you know, $1.99 for 6 liters from Turkish man store. Now that water is good. I mean, the pH level is 8.2, right? Our bodies, in an ideal world, should be at 7.365 pH level. That's a balance. That's like equilibrium. Remember I said, you know, we're made up of acids anyway, so the key is to alkalize our body, which is a process. So when you get that water from your man's corner store, $1.99 for 6 liters, you take that home, what you want to do is transfer it from the plastic bottles to a glass vessel. If you go to places like Wilkes and all them places like that, you can get a 5-liter keg, you know, like the big kegs with a tap on the bottom. That's the best thing to have in your house. If you want to sweeten that water, key lime, you know, go ahead.
Can you just name them waters again that you were saying?
The waters, you got Dakar, and you got Pinar, and there's the next one called Simar. These are the 3 main ones that everybody knows. You see them, there's 6 liters, or you can get 12 of the miniatures. It still comes up to 6 liter, and you ain't paying no more than $1.99. It's good water. So, you know, because you know not to be drinking tap water, you know that, right? Tap water's got heavy metals, free radicals, fluoride, chloride, all that. And, you know, we got to learn to free those things from the body. So back to the cooking again, a lot of y'all know about cilantro.
No, cilantro.
And cilantro and coriander. You know coriander?
No.
Of course, bro.
Right, you know coriander.
Of course.
So coriander, like green natural herbs or spice, what people put in on their plate. Well, coriander and cilantro are one and the same, because one's in its seed formation and one's in its leaf formation. Now, what these 2 substances are really great at is eradicating free radicals, heavy metals from your brain.
What's a free radical?
Free radicals are like, these are like radical ions that go rampant all around the body. Like, you see like white blood cells? They give birth to free radicals. A lot of the bad foods that we're consuming, what they're pointing at our generations or our demographic, they attack your RBCs. Your RBCs are your red blood cells. So you're feeding things that your white blood cells will go through your body, and they don't swim, by the way. White blood cells, your WBCs, they crawl. They're like leeches. They damage you. They're out to take you out, and they'll attack your RBCs, which you need. You need your red blood cells.
He may not even come in, but I hope he does, man. But if not,
if you want me back, hit up that hotline with number 9s, yo. Just hit it up.
Okay, so this is from Sister June anyway. Brother Minty, it's you individually I'm talking about. Very intelligent and most of all a motivator. I was 14 times stone. I was 14 stones. Now I'm 10 stone. Enough respect, Queen. It took me 2 years. Now I can't express my feelings while you've expressed them. So thank you. And you know, thank you for the compliments. But I'm always in awe of people like Brooklyn and Jammers, and their you know, cerebral dexterity. So enough respect to them every single time, man. You know, but thank you for that, Junior. We love that, man, every time. Yeah. Lionheart says he doesn't eat flesh. And yeah, of course we'll be bringing Brooklyn back, man. Definitely, man. We've been meaning to bring him in for a long. We spoke about it. How long ago was it, bro? It was probably last year, even. But I know that we have to bring the people up to a level.
We have to dumb it down a bit, right?
No, dumb,
we was just joking. We was joking.
No, dumb, not.
I knew what you were saying, but yeah, it's all good.
We just got to make it palatable, is the word, bro, man. We can't. Okay, Ras Cash says copper, mercury, etc. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe. Minerals that our body needs, certainly. Copper and minerals.
Well, with the mercury bit right there, he may be. I mean,
mercury, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, type in number 5 if I'm wrong. But the mercury bit, like a lot of us grew up when we was addicted to candy when we was younger. The dentist had a fill there in our mouths. I opened my mouth, I got mercury right there. I got mercury right there.
True.
That messed up our whole electric flow of our brain, our whole pattern. The mercury. They put mercury like how pigeons do on the sidewalk, you know what I'm saying? They loaded us up with mercury, we didn't even need that mercury. And the worst thing is, to try and get the mercury out is even more dangerous because it leaks, it goes in your blood, you're out of here. You follow? Now, 2 years ago, I had a bad toothache. A toothache I wouldn't wish on the worst enemy. I wanted to shoot it out, literally. I wanted to take a hammer to it, right? My nerve was exposed, one of those toothaches. Where it doesn't hurt in the daytime, but when you're trying to sleep because your body's in slumber, man, it just killed you. So I had to go to emergency dentist, right? So they injected me, and I don't like needles. So when someone takes that, what do you call it, local anesthetic thing? And they say like, you have one.
Local anesthetic.
Yeah, that word. So they say that you have one of those, right? And you be numb. I took 6 and still felt it. I took 6 and still felt it.
That's because you're not a dentist goer, really, are you, bro? You must use another form of.
I just don't deal with the I just don't deal with the doctors in the hospital. There's no hospitality in the hospital, so I try to be my own doctor. You dig me?
Well, the first time I went to a dentist, it's the same thing, man. They injected me mouth about 50 times, man. They still feel pain.
So to refill the filling, what they done is they said, right, you're gonna have a temporary filling, and this filling's gonna last you 2 months, and then you gotta come back and get a permanent one. They said that, you know, this was like, sorry, it wasn't 2 years ago, it was 4 years ago, or 3 years ago. Right, they said you have a temporary filling, and the temporary filling they gave me was the white ceramic one, which we're meant to be getting anyway.
Yeah.
You follow? And they said that was like 2.5 years ago. They said, yeah, come back in a few months, we'll put a new one in. Did I go back, man? Hell no. It's still there right now. So they're lying. You follow? Remember, these people get paid for administering things for your body. They get paid for this. You know, diagnose you with this, boom. They're getting paid, they're getting more money. They're taking sisters' wombs out left, right, and center. True. It's a shame I couldn't speak on that because I really wanted to boost up to the sisters because they're after your stem cells more time. And they're taking people's wombs out because a lot of sisters are not educated on these things. Right. I got sisters come to my table and I'm educating them about PCOS and they don't even know what it is. That's polycystic ovarian syndrome and the fibroid complications and how they're getting that. It's namely through the foods and what they're putting in their hair. Through the hair, it's through a substance called sodium hydroxide. You're collapsing the hydrogen. Remember I said the key thing to be studying on this planet is hydrogen and your relation to the hydrogen. But when you heat the hydrogen, you collapse it. That's why the hair goes flank and dead. It's just dead. There's no life in that hair.
Hydrogen is the, is it the
so
water?
Why would I want hair like a European?
The hydrogen is the water.
Hydrogen, yeah, hydrogen, oxygen is your water, but hydrogen is the main element. We got to keep hydrated. So hydrogen is the key to everything there is, period, bar nothing.
Just quickly back to you said the white blood cells. What's the best way to stop them from attacking the red blood cells?
To eat melanin-conducive foods and eat nature foods. And also, it ain't just what you eat, it's why you eat. I mean, a lot of y'all eating food tonight, you don't even know why you're eating it. It doesn't make no sense. And you're eating after 7 o'clock, the sun's gone down. So remember how like plants photosynthesize, we do something similar called photovoltaism? We shouldn't be eating when the sun's gone down. Because your body's in tune with the sun and the cosmos. Remember you mentioned about the sun earlier on? So that food, if you eat, like, this goes back to when we was youth, right? Have your supper and go to bed, have your supper and go to bed. But when you went to bed with that supper, that food started rotting. So anything that ferments in your body is giving birth to like
To
the
disease,
histamine. Yeah, that's gonna go
for sure.
rampant for your body.
For
So you
sure.
should go to bed on an empty bowel.
belly, definitely.
On an empty belly.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
So that's called like eating in tune with your circadian rhythm. Learn your 0 time reference.
No, but you said something interesting because I've got a friend. I'm not going to call her name, but she goes to bed, whether it's winter or summer, when the sun goes down.
Exactly.
And she gets up when the sun gets up. And in fact, when you think about it, that's exactly what we did in the motherland.
That's nature.
When I went to Jamaica and I was running early, we used to see the people them getting up when I was running. You know, people live anywhere in the yard. On the roadside they were living, getting up when the sun come up.
Well, the intelligence that dictates that is in the food.
Well, okay, well,
it's
and
intelligent, and the water's intelligent.
They live nature anyway, but you know, we've got a call, man. So yeah, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Yes, brother. Yes, greetings, King. What would you like to say, bro, add to the conversation?
Well, you know what, Mr. I was supposed to phone up earlier.
Yeah. Switch your radio down, please, King.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to phone up earlier to really kind of talk about the reparations march and you know what I mean? But what was that? I've got a relative enough to, you know.
Sure. Sorry to hear about that, King.
Yeah, he's 93. I mean, he live a long time.
Have a good innings, man. All right, King.
Have a good innings, but, you know what I mean? Just on him last week, they're right, man. So, we just go on with the extras for the when we come home, I tune into the show, but I listen to thing apart. You understand? And I never really want to disturb me when I flow with the information that I give the people. You follow me?
Yes, I, King. Yes, I.
But I wanted to just contribute a little bit.
Go on, bro. Say what you're saying. Go on, speak, man.
I think that the work that the prophet is doing is part of the repertory work. You know, repairing the damage that's been done to our people. That's all part of what the reparations movement is about. And it's about repairing that damage. And our body is part of the repairing. It needs repairing. Just like what we said, we never leave with the dentist thing there. They put this, the mercury in IMO there. But they can't get that temporary feeling. And I always thought to myself, when they got them give me that feeling, why this thing is alright? We may take it so fast. But we never think of it in the way that him explain. Me think of well, why that my teeth? So it's alright, they look alright, you know what I mean? Yeah? So I just want to pick up the brother in the studio and tell him, brother, keep doing what you're doing because we need your system in our community. Because as they say, we're not even in that thing I'm called prevention. Yeah? Preventative medicine.
Exactly.
You understand what I say?
Yep.
Yeah, preventative medicine. Prevention better than cure.
Exactly.
If we could prevent certain things from happening, we live a longer, we live a longer life. Right now, you know, a 7th funeral we go to in a 2 week, you know. And out of that 7th funeral, one of them was an elder. Yeah, that's a young people. You understand? And when I mean young people, I'm talking people between the ages of 30 to under 60. All of them cancer. Everyone, different type of cancer.
All could have been prevented.
Of
All of them
course,
could have been
diet,
prevented, man.
diet, bro.
Exactly.
Who could be prevented?
And it's the information about these things that they're not giving us, so we got to take it upon ourselves to go and get that information, that knowledge, and apply the knowledge. That's where it comes in. When you apply it and you make it make sense to your lifestyle, after that it's easy. Because I know for a fact, if you go to Tesco in the morning, there's black people on the till, and they go order shopping, it comes to $300, and what half of it it's not doing anything for them. It's just the names being superimposed on their psyche from the TV commercials year after year. So when they got money in their pocket, they're buying Andrex. You know damn well when you broke, you go into the dollar store like everyone else getting your bathroom paper. Ain't nobody coming in your bathroom expecting what you wiping your backside with. You follow what I'm saying? So we're gonna stop this scooping Kellogg's and all this crap. And Colgate. Colgate's got sugar, pork, and all that crazy stuff in there too.
Bro,
Fluoride, chloride, derivative, all all that is in there.
Fluoride's next to
yeah.
Two removed from what's the worst poison? It's
cyanide.
just a poison. Cyanide, that's it, bro.
Right
So
there.
cyanide, it's two chemicals removed from cyanide.
Like the cyanide of cassava. I know people kind of like cassava. That's aided by cyanide.
Yeah. Go on, Kwaku.
You know, King, that information that you're giving out is very, very important information. And some of our people are not able to digest that information. And, you know, this like in a way of tolerance. Because to eat healthy is more expensive to eat bad.
Allegedly.
But yet it's more expensive to produce the bad food than it is to produce the healthy food. Because our food come out of the ground, when it's good, and when it come out of, yeah? But when you put the natural food, there's no preservative, there's no pesticide.
No ingredients.
None of that in there.
Exactly, no ingredients.
So that should be, that food there should be cheaper food. But now when it comes, you're feeding it in the ground one time in the sun.
See? But Big Pharma can't put a patent on natural food.
Right.
So he has to process it to get us addicted to it, then he makes his money. Then he makes his money.
And then he puts the ingredients in this to make us greedy.
Yeah. And then it's full of ingredients, but that's another story, because most people's intestines are loaded with bugs.
When them plant them GM food down, and all them someday, the man them have to spray pesticide, yeah? Then at the airplane, with the petrol and the gas on the airplane, I fall down
the HART project. The chemtrails. One of the worst ones. One of the worst ones he's spraying on the food is something called atrazine, and atrazine is what's turning young boys into girls and young girls into boys, and that's the one they tested out on frogs, and they started trying to mate with their own sex. That's crazy. You all do the math. That's what they're spraying. So I would say to people, support local farmers markets or anybody you know who has an allotment. Support that, because at least the food is grown in a 9-mile square radius hemisphere where you're breathing. So that's good for you.
Yeah, give thanks, Quaker, man. Yeah. So listen, bro, we need last words. Do you, Jammers, last words?
Well,
I've got 2 minutes, man.
Yeah, I've got to big up Brooklyn, man. It's great having you down here, and this is what we really need, is the science behind it. And also, I'd just like to mention the book will be available once again in 3 weeks' time, and you can get it and contact me via text. Send your text 07497 069 702. Once again, 07497 069 702, and text Ras Minty. Thank you. Been a pleasure.
Shout out to Ras Minty for having me in, and the brother Jammers. It's a pleasure every time. And a big shout out to my contemporaries on the block. That's Black Child Promotions. That's Solomon, Noel, and Leon, 3 lions going around London town doing what they're doing, pushing out the books, which is a brilliant thing, because most of our bookstores are out now. So, you know, we got to support ourselves. And you can catch me, your boy Brooklyn Keck Nubar. That's 09730 262 124. I am the Home Tree Stem. Give me on the Home Tree Stem Facebook. Give me on the Home Tree Stem YouTube. Come on, holler at me, man. You want me back on this station? Let me know. Let Minty know. Let Jammers know. I'll be back.
No
problem.
Know already. You're coming back home, bro. No.
I do this every day. I'm that kid who does this every day, alright? So don't front. I do this every day. I ain't got nothing else to do. You heard me?
But he has got other things to do. He chooses to do this, just to be clear. Alright.
I've got a big up Abby the cameraman, also Mantis in the background. Special request out to each and every one.
Alright, so I'm going to just read up a last couple of texts before the great Barry G, who's in the studio right now. Enough respect, Barry G. This is from Kieran Fearon. Big up Kieran Fearon every single time, Kieran Fearon. I hope you're very well, my brother. Enough respect. Lionheart, give thanks up. That's true, and they put Mercury in the fillings. This is in reference to what you were talking about before. I second that. Respect, he's cool. I think, yeah, if you're talking about Brooklyn, yeah, he is cool. He's a cool brother. That's why he's here. Okay, this is from Ras Trash. Water treatment, fluorides and on, yeah. The toothpaste is just nasty. People don't realise how...
Make your own.
Bridget, there's a saying, you know, like Malcolm X said, that the media can make something good look bad and something bad look good. What was bad is fluoride, and they've made it look good, basically.
Exactly.
People don't realise that fluoride is poison.
Exactly.
Stop using fluoride toothpaste,
It's got sugar in it.
Not just the shit, the fluoride's a bit more detrimental. I'm thinking more about the fluoride.
I know them toothpaste, but they love the taste. It ain't made to taste nice like that.
No.
Make your own paste. Get some baking soda, get some peppermint,
sure,
get some coconut oil. That's the best, because it doesn't strip the enamel off your teeth.
Yes. Sit there.
You can swallow it. All the toothpaste you have, it tells you, if you swallow this, consult a doctor. Come on.
You see, and you know, that's why we need a longer show management. Zane. Alright. So last text, Raskash, me and man, a woman only can turn on, no other period. I don't even know what that means. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Listen, give thanks for Cash and all the people who texted in and the callers, yeah? Until next week, we're going to keep it short and sweet because the one Barry G will be playing sweet reggae music from 10 to 12. He'll be saying till 1 o'clock actually. No, in fact, he's going to say till 2 o'clock. I was making sure he's paying attention. Big up Barry G's in the studios. You're going to hear some sweet reggae music.
No, not reggae.
Soul music. Conscious soul music. You're gonna hear some sweet soul music till 12 o'clock. So enough respect to Barry G. So on that note, we're gonna love you and we're gonna leave you. And we're gonna be here again next week. I'll be here, I think I'm riding solo next week. In fact, Jammers might be coming in actually. Coming in next week, Jammers. Jammers is coming again. Kwaku may turn up as well, man. Yeah, we can't read no more texts. Yeah, yes, Lionheart, I've seen it, man. And because we're right, they're putting it in the water as well. You're absolutely right, brother. That's why we don't drink the tap water either. So, no calls, man. We're sorry, we can't take no calls. Respect Ras Cash, we can't take no calls. So on that note, we're going to love you and leave you. My name is Ras Minty. This is the Rise to the Occasion show. I want to pick up my guest Brooks. I want to pick up Jammers. Thank you for coming in. Next is Barry G. So hopefully you've been uplifted and you've been informed on this show. So until next week, Rastafari.